Hey guys, so today's daily dose is about realizing there's nothing wrong with you. For me, in my life, my entire sort of story or trigger used to be, oh, there's something wrong with me. That's happened to me because there's something wrong with me. And it's funny because what I've been learning through reading, through counseling others, through all of this amazing work that I'm doing, is that so many of us have this misinterpretation that there's literally something wrong with me. I'm different. And this is really what created the desire for me to write my first book, which I'm now going to be trying to publish in the next few months. And it's really about that generation of us that think there's something wrong with us, that think we're different in some way. And what we learn as we get older is that difference is actually our gift. So I wanted just to explain sort of what it looks like and what's happening and how it kind of over time takes control over our lives and how we can get that power back. And what happens is there's this thing I learned recently in a book. I never knew the name for it. And I found this great name for it. And so I want to share it. It's something called the shame core. The shame core is when something happens, it triggers that feeling of, oh my God, I did something wrong, or I can't trust my feelings or trust myself. We start judging our feelings and judging ourselves because we think what we feel and what we think is wrong because of this sort of childhood experience, or, early on in life, we had a lot of experiences in school or in home where our way of doing it was different than the vast majority. So a lot of us got labeled. For me, I got labeled ADHD. A lot of us got medicated. A lot of us probably got in trouble a lot, or were told that you think so weird or you're doing something wrong. And that creates something that is inevitable, which is the shame core, which is that feeling that every time someone rejects us or has a different opinion or shames us in some way, it's triggered abundantly. And we feel extreme emotion in that way. And unfortunately, what a lot of people do is they try to numb that feeling, that shame pain, I call it. And what they do is they drink, or they shop, or all these things, these exterior things we do to numb that feeling, which in essence, we're numbing our truth. So what I've come to learn in life is full acceptance for self. I've come to learn that everything that I feel and everything that I think is right for me. And no one can shame me. But it takes so many years, it took me so much of my life to figure out that there's nothing wrong with me. What's actually right with me is the fact that I never conformed to society but had my own way of doing things, that I never conformed to a certain way of thinking but had my own way of problem solving, my own way of seeing the world. And now I use that as my gift. I have a very holistic perspective on things. It's always been natural for me. And that was kind of numbed out of me in a way to conform, and I always fought for it. And I think a lot of us who have this shame pain, we can fight for that by literally loving ourselves. Every time that core gets triggered, send it love. Say, oh, maybe those other people don't think like me, or don't like this opinion of mine, or think I should have a different opinion, but this is mine. So we own our truth. So maybe we were conditioned to sort of reject our own truth when we got rejected. But what we need to do to start healing ourselves, in essence, healing the world, because it's all a reflection, is to start to love ourselves when we have this feeling, and start to accept ourselves when we feel rejected, and really come into a place of wholeness. So that's your daily dose for today. Namaste.